We're going to Porto tomorrow, and therefore the house is in packing chaos. We're only going for 4 nights, but I'm wondering if I should pack us both some headscarves. Alipe. Today is a new day. Hi, Ashley the Constant Wanderer here, and welcome back to Series 2, Mama Travels Solo. Yeah, I'm really excited for this series, guys, because we came back from Jamaica and I felt like this invincible travel person. We spent 2.5 months going all over the island, you know, baby in tow, and I really wanted to go away again. I was like gassed, you know. But Dad was working and I was like, oh, when are we gonna do it? What's gonna happen? Who's gonna come with me? I asked a few people and no one was really up for it. I figured that since she's been born, I've been at home with her 24/7, you know, and we travel all around the city. We get on buses and trains, and I feel fairly confident about packing a bag to take Alipe out for the day. So what difference would it make if I was doing that in another country, right? I'm always banging on about the fact that having a child shouldn't and doesn't affect your ability to move around the world. And the ultimate test for that was me and her on the road alone. So that's it. I decided I'm gonna go on holiday with the babe, strap her on, we'll be fine. But where to go, right? I told her all these ideas. I wanted to stay in Europe, but I didn't want to go too crazy for my first solo trip with her. This place kept on popping up on my Instagram feed. I'd never heard of it before. It came up in conversation with friends, like it just was everywhere. Porto in Portugal. So obviously I did a little bit of digging, a little bit of investigating, and I found out that it has a population of 250,000 people, which makes it the second largest city in Portugal after Lisbon. It's a 2.5-hour flight away, easy. I managed to bag some super cheap flights, like 40 quid return on Ryanair as well, so I was like, tick. They're the same time zone as the UK, so there was no sort of time shift to deal with in terms of Alipe's routine, and it's a temperate place, so I was almost guaranteed to have good weather. The next step in this whole thought process was to book somewhere to stay. Now, because I was traveling alone, I did go on Airbnb, and usually I would go for somewhere that was like my own apartment and I could have my own kitchen and have that autonomy. But I felt like I needed to be somewhere where other people were. So I actually looked for a room in an Airbnb so that I was staying with someone. And I started a dialogue with the host of this place that I found. It was right near a metro station called Marquise. So I was like, great, there's gonna be transport links. And I started this dialogue with Isa, the woman who owned it, in order to find out, well, to make sure that she wasn't a weirdo, first of all, but also to make sure that, you know, I could get on with her and I built a little bit of a rapport before I turned up on her doorstep with my baby and our bags. And I'm really glad that I did, because Isa was amazing. Obviously, as part of this dialogue as well, I made sure I mentioned I was coming with Alipe on my own, and she was quick to suggest that she get her travel cot in for us. I actually didn't even think about where Alipe would sleep. I just kind of, you know, assumed and just settled on the fact that she'd be sleeping with me, you know. But any mums out there will know that sleeping with your 1-year-old is a nightmare, and guaranteed at some point in the night you'd wake up with a foot in your mouth, or I don't know, like a toe in your eye or something. When we arrived, it was all set up, you know, the room was all set up, and yeah, I was just really grateful to have somewhere safe to stay with someone who was really lovely and who could help direct us around the city, and also be that company in the evening when you get back and, you know, the babe's asleep and you want a glass of wine, you know. So yeah, Porto booked, flight booked, accommodation booked. And what am I gonna do there? Whenever I decide to go somewhere new, my first step is always to buy one of these. A Lonely Planet. I found out about, you know, walks and tours that you could do. I found out a little bit about the Douro Valley, and also, you know, about restaurants and type of food there is, type of people. Everything that you kind of want to know about a place before you take your child there is in this book. After kind of looking in there, I knew that I wanted to go to the Douro Valley, and I found this amazing website online called Get Your Guides. I'll stick a link below. And on it I found a wine tasting, a wonderful wine tasting day out excursion. So I was like, bang, book that. Porto is a very hilly place, so I made sure I packed my carrier, as well as the buggy, but just in case we were walking around a lot, you know, sometimes pushing a buggy is a ball ache and you just want them strapped to you so you can march on. I'm really excited to share with you guys the adventures that we had out there, so keep your eyes peeled for the next few vlogs in this series. We're going to cover Ryanair and flying with them, we're going to cover eating and packing and, you know, all of the elements that come together to make a really safe and fun trip for you and your babe.